It is always raining in Stormworks, or at least that's how it seems anyway, but today, we're gonna ignore the rain and we're gonna build ourselves a brand new truck. We obviously built a Unimog style vehicle before, but this time we're not gonna go with the Unimog style, we're gonna go with an 8x8 military vehicle, which should look pretty cool. Okay, so I don't know how I'm gonna go about doing this, but I'm thinking we need a space in the center of the wheels that is stretched out quite a bit, just like that. We're then gonna go ahead and extend it backwards by 2, we're then gonna bring it out by 2, and I think that looks pretty good. So, our first set of wheels will go on there. I'm thinking we're using 5x5 wheels, which aren't massive, but still will work quite well, I hope. Maybe. So then what we're going to do is bring it out again. We're going to leave one there. We're going to go 1, 2. We're then going to shove another one on, and we're going to do this. I believe then, if we attach it onto there, we have a space in the center, which is just 1 wide, and that looks pretty nice. We're then going to do the same thing towards the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it just 5? Or is it more? I can't remember. Alright, chuck that on there like that. Bosh. And we are good to go. It's actually one more. Hold on. Delete these. Bosh that under there. 1, 2. Shove this guy under here. There we go. It does seem a bit weird though, because these guys seem a little bit small. Not gonna lie. Maybe we need 7x7s. Alright, 7x7 time. Here we go. Shove that on there. Bosh. There's another one. There's another one. And there's another one. Now that looks pretty good, right? Yeah. That's crazy, but I like it. Right, so what am I going to do right now? Well, I'm going to use this color that we have right now on the bricks, and we're essentially just going to go ahead and, well, box off the side. So to the top of the wheels, we're going to go ahead and box it. There we go. And we're just going to do that all the way backwards to the rear of the truck. There we go. Looks a bit rubbish right now, but as soon as we start adding things to the sides, etc., etc., it should look maybe okay. With that being said, maybe I actually want to extend this guy outwards a little bit, so that's probably what I'm going to do next. Right, I am actually going to do that. Let's delete these guys right here. I'm going to extend that one by 1. There we go. We're then going to chuck this guy onto here like this. There we go. And we're going to do that a few times. So just 2 times right there. 2 times right here. Delete these guys in the center, because they're not actually necessary. And do this. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Still looks a little bit weird, but hopefully should be fine. Let's have a little look at it in-game. Okay, if you're wondering what I'm going to do with the bottom, well, I'm going to try and leave that as open as I can, because we need ground clearance. Well, we don't, but we kind of do. Alright, next thing then is the front of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and chuck this guy onto there like so. That's like our bumper. In fact, I might actually zoom it forwards a little bit too, just like this. From there, we're going to add some rope anchors, yes, directly onto the front, and that's okay. We're then going to go ahead and get ourselves a pipe real quick, and we're going to go ahead and start chucking those on. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of random stuff being added to this, not going to lie. So, shove that onto there like so. We're going to go ahead and shove... Ooh, what do I want next? Maybe one of these? On here. We can add a spotlight onto there. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but just ignore me. And then we're going to go ahead and zoom it across. But first, I'm going to attach those guys onto there like that. We're going to go back to pipes. We'll attach these guys together. That looks okay. However, I do think that I should be extending it upwards too. So let's go ahead and chuck that onto there. We'll go 1, 2. And then maybe we'll just build it across like that. There we go. Send it. Nice. Yeah. What that then means is that I need to build up this area behind the bull bar with something that looks somewhat nice. I don't know how to do that, so I think I'm just going to extend this guy backwards like so. I'm going to chuck this guy backwards like this, and I'm going to shove that onto there like that. Okay, from there, I think I'm going to extend it upwards, send it out, and send it across. Okay, so far so good, I think. Chuck one of those guys onto there. That looks okay, maybe. I'm going to go ahead and do what I always do with vehicles like this, and I'm going to add a winch directly in the center. I think that'll look nice, and also, it'll actually be kind of somewhat useful, which is good. That is a very good thing. Oh yeah, so far so good. This looks like it will actually somewhat work. I'm going to add some lights. Well, I was going to add them there and there, but that's too far out, so probably here and here. And then, I don't know what to do from there. Okay, let's just shove them in. There we go. So, delete those. Grab this. Go ahead and grab the right color, the right thing, chuck it on there like this, 1 and 2, and I'd say that looks all right. What I'm then gonna do, which is very much like way too early to do, but I want to, we're gonna go ahead and add a paintable sign right here. We're gonna paint around the edges in black. Yep, all the way around the edge, all the way, oh, didn't mean to paint that. All the way around the edge this way, alright, good. We're then gonna paint all of the centerpieces in yellow. That's not quite right, is it? It doesn't look right. I need to bring this one down 1, that one down 1, and this one down 1. I didn't want to do actual numbers. I just thought that would look nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and modify that real quick. Don't think I'm going to be adding anything underneath, by the way, because obviously I did want, well, I kind of wanted ground clearance, and I think I've got enough if I leave that empty. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just bring this down by 1, bring that down as well, bring this guy down as well, and I'm actually just going to add another one to the front of that. There we go. Good. Okay, now that we've done those things, I am actually going to go ahead and box off where the wheels are because, well, realistically, I sort of just want to. Yeah, that's my reasoning. I don't want to be able to see the inside of the vehicle from the outside, although sometimes that is actually a fine thing to see, but not on this one. Is that Ugo? Is that really Ugo? I don't know. Maybe if we actually had a grill on there, and maybe if we, I don't know, put some lights somewhere? I don't really know. I'm trying to come up with a design that is nice, and also will be effective. Obviously, we're going to have 8 wheels, which are all going to be powered by... I don't know what kind of engine we're going to use, actually, but it's going to be in the middle, somewhere back here. I don't know what I want it to look like. But I do want it to be useful, so we still need to keep that in mind. Slightly Ugo, I think. I would say that that is, maybe even more than slightly Ugo. I think it's an Ugo truck. Anywho, what we're going to do is delete this guy, we're going to delete that guy, we're going to attach that guy to the grey, and then we're going to zoom this bit upwards, possibly, and then try and cover this bit. Then we're going to add paint blocks in here, add ourselves an actual grill, and then maybe we'll add some lights up there. I don't know, I'm struggling. That'll do. Yeah, why not? I feel like that grill looks better than most of the grills I do. It is a very basic grill, but I think it works. Okay, so, do we add lights here? Possibly. And then maybe some, like, spotlights on the roof? Maybe? I don't know how I'm gonna get in and out of this thing as well. There's so many issues here. I need to be able to get in and out of the vehicle. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Also, side note, how many lights do you actually want on a vehicle? This is pretty crazy. Boopity boopity boop boop boop. What if I added a door in... we need a door. Also, I added this stuff at the back. This sort of design, whatever's going on here, looks crazy, but it is what it is. I think we need a door in the side, so I'm gonna have that open automatically. I don't know whether the full side should come out. I don't really know. Quite a tall beast at the minute, though, isn't it? Okay, doors have been added. If I go ahead and push this, then obviously the door opens. If I go ahead and do this, the door closes. Very nice. So we got the cab sort of done. Something that we always miss out is mirrors. Yeah, mirrors would actually be very useful here. Also, possibly a camera in the center would actually be really cool. So if I go to not camera, monitors, can I just shove one of these guys right here? I mean, I could, but that's quite far back. But if I did that, then we'd have to I like the idea of it, but I don't think it's gonna fit in very well. We're gonna do it anyway for now. I'm sure it'll be fine. As for the rest of this stuff, let's just go ahead and build that out a little bit. And then I guess we'll add some seats in here. We obviously need a driver's seat, and then the other seat can go the other side. So we'll shove that in there, and we'll shove the other seat right here. Like this, that's all fine. And then, I don't know how I'm going to put the thingamabobbies on. We need wing mirrors, but the doors are sort of in the way. Look at that, little wing mirrors! We have little wing mirrors! Yes! I mean, they're tiny and they're kind of dumb, but hopefully they'll actually work. So if I look here, we can see behind us. If I look here, we can see behind us. And if I look over there, you guessed it, we can see behind us. Oh yeah, if we close the door, we can see out of all of the sides because of the way we've done the windows. And if we open the door and we jump outside, we can still get back in very, very easily. I was having issues with an idea of getting in and out, but just jumping into the seat does work fine. Okay, I'm happy with what we've got so far. I need to add more though. We need ladders. Yes, let's get some ladders. Chuck them on here real quick, just like that. Grab this color, send it across. There we go. A nice little line right there. Is there anything else that I can add to this to make it look a little bit nicer? I guess we're gonna need some stuff on the roof. I need to figure out where my exhaust is gonna go. I'm thinking probably here. And then I don't know about the rest, actually. You know, I've concentrated on the front of this thing quite a bit, and I haven't concentrated on the back at all because, well, I don't really know what I'm putting back there, to be honest. I think I might actually turn this one into a really big tanker, just because we are going to be transporting, obviously, diesel from here down to here. Realistically, though, it could also be a roll-on, roll-off lorry, so we could have a bunch of different attachments on the back if we wanted to. But I think it would just be kind of cool to have this thing be a tanker for now. Maybe. I don't really know. I really don't know. Guys, I've added a flag. I quite like the Union Jack. It's a nice flag. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to change the reds to be a different color because, well, the reds, although it looks nice, I think some of the colors might actually make this look way better. I don't know whether that looks better or worse, honestly. I don't know. I think it does look a little bit better. Anyway, what I need to figure out now is how to close this off, sort of. I need to add an engine in there somewhere, and then I need to start building whatever I'm going to put on the back, that right there, I think, is going to be a fuel tank, so we'll probably end up doing that very soon, too. And then we might actually be able to do the first mission with this. Why is that a black flag now? I don't know. But yeah, we got to figure this out. Okay, extended backwards, so now we should be able to fit an engine in there. I've closed it off as well, and obviously we still have that camera for backing up, which is still in there. Did I change the front window for that? I did not. Okay, so hopefully that's still fine. Don't know what else I need to do, to be honest. I think I still need to, well, obviously we need to shove an engine in here. We need to put a fuel tank in there. Then we need to attach the engine to all of the wheels to be an 8x8 vehicle, and then, I don't know, maybe we can do something with it. Okay, I think I'm going to put a little engine in there just because I can. Now, I say little engine, I was going to go with something quite large, but yeah, I actually think a tiny engine inside of here might be fine. And when I say tiny, I mean quite big, but you know. So, the amount of room we have is, well, this amount of room right here that you guys can see. I'm going to go ahead and quickly paint all of those guys, that's all fine. I am going to go ahead and delete these guys because this is our coolant. Let me go ahead and shove a pipe in there real quick. There we go, and there we go. And let me go ahead and paint these guys so that it looks normal. There we go. Alright, cool. So, the engine needs to go in here. We need to fit the exhaust on the back somewhere. We get our coolant on the top. And I guess we need the airflow. The fuel actually comes through here, which is fine. Okay, let's go ahead and build it in. You see, I don't know whether doing it this way is actually a good or a bad idea, but what if we actually had a 3x3 engine? Is that crazy? That might be kind of crazy. Although I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we're starting out with the belt drives, which are going to go, obviously, at the front. What we're then going to do is add the crankshafts. We're going to go with 2 of those. And then we're going to add the clutch onto the rear. What does that mean? Well, it means we can have 4 cylinders. And it also means we can have 4 big cylinders. So we can shove those guys on there. If I go to the underside and I delete these 3 and these 3, we can actually put the other cylinders on the bottom. There we go. Looks pretty crazy, but I think this can work. Okay, starters are going in. There we go. So we got a starter on the bottom, we got a starter on the top, and we've got 4 alternators as well. In case you don't know what an alternator does, it essentially creates electricity. That's it. That's all you have to know. Anywho, we got our engines. We need to attach the cylinders at the top and the bottom together. So let's do that next. All we need to do for that is to chuck this guy here. I'm gonna do it in this color, yeah, that's fine. We're then going to zoom that upwards if possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all we got to do is attach that guy into this guy like this. There we go. Okay. I'm hoping with a 4-cylinder engine, especially this big, this truck will be pretty strong. Okay, next thing that I want to do is, well, the exhaust. So let's go ahead and shove a pipe going out the back, and that could be our exhaust right there. So exhaust is what we need first. This guy, there we go. We're going to go ahead and send that down, and then straight back up again, which is stupid, but kind of what we need to do. So let's just send it straight down. There we go. We're then gonna grab an angle piece. We're gonna send it backwards. We're gonna shove it backwards through here into there. Oh, we didn't have to send it down after all. Never mind. All right, check that there. Delete this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and I don't know where that's going, actually. I wanted it to be on the outside, but it's just not on the outside, so now I don't know how to feel. Anywho, straight pipes, here we go. Zoom to the top. Presumably it's here. Yes, it is. There we go. And then we can shove the exhaust thingamabobby on there. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. Go to exhaust. Because I kind of wanted to use these, but that looks weird to me. Doing it like that looks weird anyway. Let's check that on there. I'll paint this guy. I'll paint this guy. And maybe we will leave them like that? I don't know, it feels odd. Okay, so we got the exhaust sorted. However, it is actually blocking this right here, which is not what we wanted because we need to use that. Although, actually, if I delete these guys and we get ourselves an angled piece, we can just send it sideways, can't we? So if I go to pipes and we angle this one like that, we angle this one like this, we're good to go. Hey, who would have thunked it? Awesome. Alright, next problem is our fuel supply. So I have to delete this guy. We're only going to do it on one side. We have to send it backwards and then up into here, and that's literally all we have to do. So put that in there. Grab ourselves yet another pipe, which is just going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I guess we are going to have to angle it once we get to there. So let's grab an angled pipe. There we go. Turn it around. We're all good. Grab ourselves a fuel thingamabobby. There we go. Chuck that onto there like that. And then all we have to do is put a fluid port on here. And we are good. Alright, here we go. Fluid port. Chuck it on. Nice. So, now we have fuel. We have exhaust. We now need air. And then we need the coolant done. To be honest, air supply is actually very easy. And also, side note, I am going to move these backwards because it'll make everything else easier. So cut this. Send it to this side, make sure it's in the right place, paste it in, merge that together, send this to the other side, and in fact, actually, it only really has to be on one side, but I don't know, symmetry and all that stuff, just like it. Anyway, delete these guys to the bottom, excellent, now we do the coolant. Which also means, I kind of want to move this as well, which is stupid, but also needs doing. So, check that at the bottom, delete this guy, attach that guy under there. We now should really do the same thing over here as well. Yeah. I don't know why I'm not mirroring anymore, but I am not mirroring anymore. So check those guys into there. Oh, we're going to have another problem. We cannot supply power to this wheel. Or this wheel, for that matter. Well, actually, we could if I swap where this is. Alright, I think I've sorted it all out back here. So now we can actually get power to there because I've swapped out where the other things go. In case you were wondering, yes, I actually don't mind the idea of sending power, at least the like axles and stuff like that, underneath the actual chassis, which could be a bad idea, but actually I think it'll be fine. So if we delete this one, we have it go downwards. Let's just start mirroring from now on, it'll make things easier. There we go, and then if I send them all forwards, and I guess these ones backwards, we'll attach them all together, attach them to the clutch, and then they should work. Okay, so I've added all the pipes to the underside, as you guys can see right here, and I guess at the back as well. So that's all good. Now we just need to go ahead and get some gearboxes, attach it to the engine, and then we should be good to go. Maybe. So, attach this onto here, we'll go with pointing backwards, 1, 2. I guess we'll do 3, because we might as well, and then we'll just go ahead and connect the pipe like this. Bosh. Okay, is that good? I don't know. Alright, so everything's in except from the manifold for the cooling. So I am hoping that this amount of cooling is fine, although I am almost 100% certain it is not. but we'll see what happens. If I have to slow down sometimes, that's also fine. Maybe. I don't know, we might end up coming back to this and fixing it, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, check that under there. Sometimes they like a pump, don't they? So actually, delete these again. Go ahead and put a straight pipe there. Put this pipe on top, send it that way. Get ourselves an actual pump. Yes. Shove that under there like that. Okay. Then we go to pipe again. We connect that pipe directly into there. We get ourselves more pipes, 1 and 2. There we go. And then we chuck these guys together. So down and then in. Okay. I think that's everything. I went and did a sleep, guys. That means now we should be able to start driving our vehicle. These currently don't work. The speed does, though. So, let's go ahead and start trying to move. Okay. And we are going fast. Yeah, what's our speeds? 30, 40, 50. Okay, yep, okay. I've proven a point. This thing goes so fast it can almost fly. In fact, it probably could. We're good. We are good. This is a good situation. We've built something that works. So now we need to control that. And hopefully that'll be good. We need some lights on the inside. I need some buttons for all of the lights. I need some buttons for brakes. I need to attach all of this. So we've got a battery one, we've got a fuel one, and an engine RPS and engine temperature one. And then I guess we are good to go. The thing that we're missing though is, well, we're sort of missing brakes. We don't have any brakes. And we're also missing a way to refuel properly. Wait, when did I add that? I don't know when I added that. But, yeah, we're also missing an actual fuel tank. So, let's do all of that stuff. 5,000 litres of fuel. Is it enough? I don't know. Right, let's start the engine. There we go. Okay, so we get engine RPS down there. We got engine temperature. We got battery. And we got fuel. Let's go. We're not moving. Ah, because the brakes are on. Okay, now we're moving. Okay. So far, so good. Our engine actually stays on now, which is nice. And we are totally driving. The thing I would say about this is, inside this cab, it is extremely gloomy. And I'm not a huge fan of that. But, it is driving just fine. It's actually driving really, really, really well. Okay. 8-wheel drive, and it's going great. What is that over there? I seen it, oh, no way. I was gonna say, I seen it earlier, and I didn't go get it, but now... Okay. Problem. Fortunately, I have a fire extinguisher with me for some reason. That's not great, though. I don't actually have a, whatchamacallit? I don't have a fixer. A welder. I don't have a welder. Let me go grab this, and then I'm gonna tow that back, and I have something that will solve that kind of issue from happening ever again. Maybe. How much? Bam! 7,000! Nice! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Here we go. So, this right here is, of course, the Unimog that we're in right now. And that right there is, of course, the thing that we've been building for the past few minutes. Yeah, literally minutes. I can't remember where the button is for this. Is that the button? It looks like it is. What does that do? Yeah, that'll do. Alright, let's reverse backwards. And hopefully, once we have indeed reversed backwards, we can tow our truck all the way home. Alright, we've reversed. We are, in fact, attached on. Very good. We now raise it up. Excellent. And then we drive. Hopefully. Forwards. We drive forwards. Please? Nope. I don't know whether we're in reverse or not. Oh, it's disconnected. It's rolling away. It's leaving! Okay, maybe we don't use the actual tow truck bit of this and we just attach it with ropes. Guys, it is working. I mean, the tow truck bit sort of isn't, but, you know, the rest of it is working. The towing back is fine. I don't think we're gonna lose any fuel from this because, well, I don't think we actually hit the fuel tank, so that's good. But, We gotta get it back now anyway, and we gotta do the modifications. We also have to put in some tools, because, well, there are no tools in that truck, and if we ever do run into an issue where it sets on fire, we need a fire extinguisher, and we also need a welder to repair it. Okay, let's do it. So, equipment, yes. We need a fire extinguisher inside. I'm gonna go ahead and delete, whoa, not the seats, I need those. We're gonna go ahead and put a fire extinguisher right there in the center, and we're actually just gonna go ahead and put a welder next to it. Like, if I can get past, like this. And on this side, we're gonna go ahead and put some first aid kits. That is the main thing that we actually need in here. There you go, all done. We're then gonna go ahead and grab this, and I'm gonna shove one at the back. In fact, I'm gonna shove two at the back. Although, realistically, this needs to go further back and actually have a bumper, doesn't it? Well, not for right now. It's fine. Okay, what else do we need? Well, we're gonna need a bunch of rope at some point, so let's go ahead and put that right here. Delete all of those. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Anything else that we might need? I don't really think so. We've got everything else on here. We already have cable right there, and we have a hose right there on both sides. So I think we've got everything we need, pretty much. Okay, mini skis, that's what we need. It might sound drastic and really weird, but if I attach that to there and that's there, then if we get bumped into on the bottom, we should be fine. The only issue with that is if we get bumped into a little bit further forwards, we probably won't be fine, but it is what it is. So there you go. I am going to go ahead and shove that guy right there and that guy right there. And then if I go to skis again, I think if I attach these onto here and here, we should be fine again. Okay, don't really want to add them anywhere else, but if I need to, maybe I should. So I'm going to do this right here. We're going to do another one right there, and we're going to do some more towards the front. So one here, and then I guess one there. There we go. So hopefully we have no more issues with exploding randomly. Right, so, now that I've done everything on the truck that I think I need to do, we're gonna go ahead and save it. We're then gonna go ahead and move in and try and build out the truck to look nice and also to work better, maybe, and to actually have a job. So, let's go ahead and do this on both sides. Zoom that all the way across. Zoom this backwards all the way to the back, which is pretty crazy. And then zoom that across there like so. Alright, on this piece, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and seal it off. Yeah. Although that looks super ugly, so let's just do this. Ah, better. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. There we go, and zoom that backwards as well. Zoom these guys across too, and I guess all of this. There we go. And then, if we wanted to, we could just do this on the top too. There we go. Is that what we want, though? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe. I mean, I guess it does sort of work. Kinda does. But it's kinda ugly. And I don't know if I like it. Fuel truck, there it is. Is it weird? Sort of, yeah, no it is. It looks very strange. I don't know how I feel about this back end. I might need to modify it. But, let's go ahead and just do one trip. We'll actually just take it to Halt Town to begin with. And then we'll bring it back. We'll see how much diesel fits in there, because I haven't put it on the dial for some reason, because I'm stupid. And then we'll come back and see how much fuel we have. We still have $240,000, so that's pretty good. And we have 19,000 liters of diesel here. Which doesn't really matter. We're going. Let's get in and start driving to Halt Town. Alright, close this up. Do this. Gonna turn that on. I do think that I might... Oh, that needs changing. Fortunately, these cameras still work, but that one that one definitely doesn't. I'll have to change that. I can't remember what I was saying now. Anyway, we're going to drive to Halt Town. We're going to get the fuel that we need. We're then going to drive back. And if we need to fix things, we totally can. Yeah, that's a really ugly looking rear end, isn't it? That sucks. So we're going to have to change that to look nicer. But the side doesn't look terrible. I just think this needs to be more of an oval sideways rather than upwards, which is sort of fine. But it needs to, yeah, needs to go out a little bit more. That's okay. Anyway, we're filling up with diesel. It costs $2. Never mind, we've only got 39. Oh, what? Okay, so I've done something wrong. No, I haven't. I've been a big dum-dum. I just turned it off. There we go. All right, it's working. It's working. So apparently, this can only hold 14,000 liters anyway, so I do want it to be bigger. So let's go ahead and jump back inside. We'll go ahead and travel back with the 14,000 liters of fuel we have, and then we'll go ahead and, I guess, modify the truck to hold more fuel. I might move this as well, and I think that'll be good. Yeah. Alright, so we're back. Let's go ahead and delete this on the side, I guess. Here we go. Delete all of these. And then I guess we're just going to go ahead and, like, take this side, move it over to the edge, and hopefully that'll be fine. So we cut this, we move it this way. I kind of want to put it there, which isn't quite right, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead and cut this as well. We'll put that there. And then I guess if I go ahead and just shove this from here to here, we can merge these guys together. And then we could just do the top end like this. I don't want it to be raised up, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and chuck that guy onto there. And then on the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Bam. Okay, I think that's enough. I do actually think that's enough. The thing that I do want to check as well, though, is I want to know how much is actually in here. So let's go ahead and put a spawner in really quickly. And then we'll see how much, I guess, water is in here. And then we can change things up to suit that. Okay, let's go check. Let's go check. Here we go. 23,000. So we added an extra 10,000 liters by moving it sideways twice. That's crazy. Okay, so I did say whilst we were out there that I wanted to change this back end, and I really do. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy from here, and these guys. I think that's all of the things we need. We're going to go ahead and cut it. I'm going to move it backwards to, like, there-ish? There or there? Oh, I don't know which one. Maybe there. And then we're going to go ahead and fix it all together, and that should be fine. So do all of this. Grab this guy really quickly, shove it into there, and then we fix all the bottom pieces in, and then we're good to go. So that goes there. I guess I'm going to go ahead and do this piece and this piece. There we go. If we merge these guys together, that's all fine. We're going to go ahead and do this, this, and then all of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And then this piece on the side, obviously. All right, hold on. There we go. Okay, so now it actually angles itself over the edge, which is fine, maybe. What I then want to do is delete this guy, send this backwards like so, get myself a rope anchor, chuck it up there like that. Then we need to figure out everything else back here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just knock this down by 1. I don't know whether it should come outwards, actually. Maybe I'll do this. Ah, there we go. We'll go ahead and chuck this guy into here like this, and then we'll actually have a bumper. Although I think that might be too far down. So, if we add the bumper up here, maybe that'll be better. Alright, there we go. Chuck that on there. Maybe we'll do 2 levels. Send it across again. We need to add the registration plate that we have on the front, on the back. And then I guess we're good to go. I don't really know. Alright, copy it, turn it around, move it to the back end, paste it on, add some random details that we kind of need, and then we could go from there. Alright, it was getting stuck in the ground for a little bit, but now it's fine. So, it holds 30,000 liters of fuel, or I guess it could be just anything. If we could get crude oil, I guess it could carry that. If it wanted to be jet fuel, I guess it could carry that. But yeah, we've gone ahead and done the back end like this. I am going to add a light down here for, like, brake lights. And actually, I do think we should add some sort of braking system into the driving. It just makes sense. I also think it might be kind of cool if this thing towed a trailer. I think that'd be awesome. Another thing that I'm going to do really quickly is actually add a little bit of weight to the bottom. I know this seems a little bit strange to do, but the reason I'm doing it is so that we're actually, the center of mass is lower, meaning that we are a little bit more stable, especially when we're filled with diesel. So yeah, go ahead and chuck that all the way across there. We're going to chuck this on here. Excellent. Chuck it on this side as well. There we go. And then I guess I'll do a little bit at the back too. So we'll do these guys. There we go. Chuck that into there. Chuck it into here. We'll do it twice. And I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. I've gone ahead and removed the thingamabobbies from the underside. They were actually interacting with the ground a little bit weirdly, and I don't like that, so we got rid of those. But what that means is we have to be somewhat careful as we drive around, which is fine. Blech. Blech. Anyway, what we need to do now is we need to travel to... Well, actually, I need to travel all the way down here, but I think I do want a trailer. I don't know, I just think it'd be pretty cool to have one. Look at that, we can have another 30,000 liters. Well, close to anyway. The reason this one's 30,000 and this one probably isn't going to be 30,000 is because of this bit right here. It's actually in the chassis. Although, actually, if I go ahead and put the wheels on there the same way, maybe it'll actually be the same. I don't know. What if... Oh, this could be kind of strange, but what if I grab these, we go up to there. Obviously, these wheels aren't going to be powered on the trailer, but let's say we grab all of these, we copy it, and we move it backwards to the rear of the trailer, like this, I think. Yeah, like that. There we go. We paste that there. We merge this guy with this guy. I don't know. Is that strange? Is that really weird? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But what that means is, if I go ahead and fix that up to there, we go ahead and send this way, just like that, and we connect all of that together, then maybe it is going to be 30,000. Alright, that is, terrible looking. Looks awful. I want it to look nicer than that if I'm going to use it, so yeah. But it is connected, and I guess it would actually work, so maybe we just go ahead and try and use it for once. Just like this. I don't know, it seems pretty crazy. What I do need to do is figure out how much is actually in there, in this one. And then I guess this could do with a jockey wheel, something like that. And maybe some legs. Or maybe legs. Maybe I do both. Or maybe I just do legs. I don't know. I would like it to look nicer though. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shove some legs on it because I can. So let's just go ahead and chuck these guys here-ish, I guess. Don't know how tall these need to be, so this is gonna be interesting. So let's say that is as low as it needs to be. How many is that? That is 6. Okay, delete these. We've already got 1. So let's go ahead and go across 5. That's it. Alright, let me go ahead and get a traction thingamabobby. Oh no, what is it called? Friction? Ah, there we go. Friction pad. Chuck that on the bottom. We have ourselves some legs. Okay, there we go. So now it's got legs. We have a lot of ground clearance, which is good. So that is exactly what we want. And I'd say it looks alright. It doesn't look amazing. I'm not gonna lie. But it looks okay. And the legs actually work, which is good. So, now what do I need to do? Well, I need to go ahead and put some sort of braking system so that when I press S in that one, it actually brakes in this one too. And I do have a microcontroller for that because I've done this before. It would also be nice if the lights turned on when I braked, but we won't be able to see that anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, we are in the truck. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacons on. I'm going to turn the lights on. We're going to drive forwards. Oh, I needed to move this, but actually... Well, actually, realistically, I wouldn't be able to see anything out of it anyway, because we've got a trailer behind us. Anyway, let's go ahead and drive forwards. I guess I could make a microcontroller for that too, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn sideways here. We obviously have the trailer behind us, I think. I don't know, can't really see it. And then we're gonna go to sleep. Also, the beacons are annoying me a little bit, so let's turn those off. Okay, let's go ahead and just park up over here for a second. We'll turn it to daytime, and then we'll start our great journey. Alright, brakes on. Let's have a little look at it first, though. That's pretty cool. I think I do quite like it. Here we go, we're getting out of here. So, yeah, I ended up coming back because the trailer needed some work, which is fine. I now need to figure out how I'm going to get all the way from up here all the way down to there. So I think if I follow the roads... all the way around, I guess we get there. The railroad, that is. Okay, let's just start driving. This is gonna take me forever. Also, since I'm not using this, maybe I should get rid of it, but we're just gonna keep it there for now. I really want to see what this looks like while we're driving, but I am locked to first person only, which kinda sucks. Anywho, let's get down there. We're actually almost there, and I did just realize we could have maybe brought one of the trailers with us, and maybe made a little bit more money doing that, but I think with the way we're about to start selling things, we're going to make a lot of money anyway. The other thing that I wanted to say was, now that we have a trailer, well, I think there's going to be some issues. Because I think the sell point is at the end of the pier, and I'm going to have to reverse up to it constantly, which is not good. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn into this. We need to go fill them up with diesel, and then we can get them all sold. Alright, pulling past the diesel gantry right now, or the diesel seller. Let's go ahead and put the brakes on. Whilst we're refueling, we might as well put those on. There we go. And let's have a little look around. Oh, yeah! Okay, so grab this. Go ahead and attach it onto there. Bosh. Okay, fill her up. And then I guess what we could do is maybe attach this onto here, but I don't think that's going to work, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, I guess we're filling up both then. Beautiful. Okay, I guess we're all full then. If this one gets to almost 30,000, then we are good. That then means we've spent like 60 grand on this, which is crazy. And, well, we're gonna get 90 grand out of it, so that's pretty good. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. Whoa, that almost broke, but we're good. Okay, we've jumped in. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights. Right, I'm gonna turn off the beacons. I'm gonna turn off the brakes. And I guess I'm going to turn around and we're going to drive to the dock, because that's where we need to be. I really hate tsunami sirens, they just keep going and going and going. But anyway, we are at the place where I need to be. I'm going to drive to the end of the dock and we're going to start selling, well, all of the diesel, because that's what we need to do. So just drive to the end. We'll go ahead and slam on our brakes once we get there, which is just like this. There we go. And then we'll actually lift or lower down the trailer legs. Yep, there we go. So the issue with this trailer right now is that there are no brakes on the wheels. I added a brakes button, but I didn't add any electricity to the button, so it doesn't work. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is connect this guy to this guy, and we're going to get all of our diesel sold. Here we go, so check that on there. Do that, there we go. I'm going to use my own thingamabobbies for now, because I can, so we're gonna connect this one too. There we go. And then I don't know whether I'll be able to connect the last one, but I kind of want to start with this, so let's see if this will reach. It's very close. If it is, bam, there we go. So we're selling diesel out of this tank and this tank at the same time. That is not great. I kind of feel like I need to fix that. Not gonna lie, I didn't realize quite how long this was gonna take. It is gonna take an absolute eternity. We've been sat here for ages, and we're still not even halfway done, because this is at 16,000, and this is at, what, 19? Yeah, 19,000. So it's gonna take even longer. Also, helicopter, with no blades again. Okay, I've waited here for literally hours, and, well, we're still not done, so I'm gonna say that we're done, and we're gonna drive back home. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm not. I don't want to, so I'm not. I might end up filling, obviously, with diesel at some point, because I need diesel for myself, but I don't think I'm gonna buy diesel to sell it anymore. So, let's go ahead and start our engine. There we go. For some reason, it's got very laggy. Just as a side note. But yeah, so let's see what we can do here. Turn the brakes off. And let's go. Ooh. Whoa. Probably need to be in reverse to do this. There we go. Alright, so the issue is, I don't think I'm going to be able to reverse out of here correctly. I think I might actually have an idea here. I'm going to disconnect the legs. I'm going to disconnect the connector. There we go. So far, so good. We're then going to push it around so that it turns itself all the way around. That makes sense, right? And then once it's turned around, we can just drive our truck past, reverse it back up, attach it back onto this thing, and maybe that'll be fine. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Legs! Are they going to be strong enough? Indeed they are. Okay, I'm happy. Now we reverse this out, we turn the truck around, we attach it back onto there, and then we drive home. Okay, I reversed back up to it, and now if I push this button, and I maybe push this around, maybe, just maybe, we will be able to connect. It's trying. I think if I actually just reverse the truck a little bit more, we should be good. Also, as soon as I leave the dock, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that, hold on, let's see if we listen and hear this. There we go, we're connected. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it'll get less laggy because something on this dock is broken. Well, we've made it pretty much all the way home with no incident, which is good. The AI in their helicopters, man, what is that all about? He's just crash landed his helicopter there. Alright, it is what it is. I got a comment on my Discord from one of the members about how much this thing can actually pull. So let's go check it out. I couldn't actually remember who asked, but it was Dingus. So thank you, Dingus. We are gonna go ahead and do this real quick, which could cause us some more issues than we already have, but we'll see. So this will stop it from being able to tip over. The problem with that is going over bumps and stuff like that, it can't articulate properly, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is add one of these guys to the back of this. Yep, that's right. That's right. There we go. So shove that onto there. We're going to go ahead and do it this way. Bush and bush. I'll chuck one of those guys onto there. We'll do this, and then I guess we're gonna go ahead and fill this full of water and just see what happens. Alright, so, whoa, lag. The idea is we grab this, we take it out of here, we just drive in a straight line forwards. We then spawn in 2 trailers behind us that are also full of water, and we'll see what happens then. Okay, press this, we can drive forwards. Excellent. Something has got extremely laggy and I don't really know why. It's really weird. Okay, the legs aren't strong enough to lift it up full of water, but I don't see us pulling much more than this. So, well, in terms of, like, being able to, I think we probably maybe can. But, in terms of, the actual practicality of it, probably not. So, let's just go ahead and reverse backwards, and I guess we'll see what happens. So if I press 1, I press this, we should be able to just reverse straight back. Maybe. Okay, I believe we're all connected on. Let's go ahead and start driving. Oh, you know what? We might actually just be stuck on the sides back there. Let me go check. Yeah. Oh, the wheels are getting stuck in the ground. That is different to what I expected. Not gonna lie. Alright, never mind, a boo-boo happened. It did end up pulling it out of the actual garage, but the problem is all of the trailers have tipped over, even with that being the issue. I think maybe if we had 2 pivots, maybe that would make it stronger, but I don't really care. It worked for what we actually needed it for, and that's all that matters. I don't know, I just thought it would be a fun experiment to try this. Maybe in creative mode, it would be a little bit better. Anyway, let's grab those guys, bring them back, and then get it saved. I feel like one of the issues we also have with this is it just doesn't weigh enough lower down, and that is causing me some huge issues. So I'm going to add a little bit more weight to the bottom of this. I'm going to add more weight to the front as well, because honestly, I think we just need more weight everywhere. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this. Okay, good. If we can add more weight in other places, I'm going to do that too. A little bit there. Going to delete these guys. A little bit of weight there. And I think that's fine. For now. Maybe. I'm also going to add some weight onto the bottom of this guy too. Yep, there we go. Do all of that. Chuck that there. Go ahead and turn it around. Chuck that there. Go ahead and send it across here as well. And we need that done. There we go. Bosh and bosh. I'm also just going to add a bunch of weight in here. In fact, actually, let's just replace the floor with weights. I don't see why not. There we go. Wash that in there. And we'll do a little bit more. Okay. That is a lot of weight, which means that, I guess towing is going to be a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, I feel like it's the right thing to do. I'm also going to increase this to 1 to 16, and this one as well. Bam. Okay. I think we're good. Save it. Yes. We are donezoed. Very nice indeedy. Well, today's video was all about building this thing and actually using it once, which is nice. If we ever need fuel in the future from Holt Town, we'll be using this thing, and I think that's pretty good. Anyway, for now, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed whatever the heck this video was. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.